businesses in here, just people who want to start business. Why haven't we started? Or what's the hold up? What question can I answer on that?
Well, just if you could just share how you went about like just getting your business plan together and what you decided when you decided which one to do and what people you started interacting with to make it happen.
Okay. First thing I wanted to do, I wanted to spread inspiration. That was my total motive. And not trying to push my metaphysical orientations on anybody. I'm a Bible dude. I believe in Jesus Christ. Like, I'm real big about it, right? And so, because of that, like, I made my motive to better people, right? And so, once I started bettering people and my motive was correct, everybody started coming in. Like, okay, I want to take YouTube, do fun videos, 2 or 3 minutes, and then I want to put shirts like this on sale. Because if I can billboard people and make them inspirational across the country, we can work. We started with 10 shirts. One little logo said Young, Fly, and Save. That was it. And it was Young, Fly, and Save. But I said, I could either be on the corner at the gas station, but pride wouldn't let me do that because I used to be Pretty Willie. Like, man, Pretty Willie selling t-shirts on that thing. I couldn't do that. But I found out that the World Wide Web put me in front of more people than the gas station. I found out that, like, most people who put quick trips, you had to have 60,000 people go past. They had, like, analytics of what they wanted to do or where they posted them. I realized that if I could get 150,000 people to follow me on Facebook, maybe 150 of them would spend $20 with me. I started posting those videos. I started putting my t-shirts on the end. The first month, we didn't make too much money. Second month, we didn't make too much. But my motive wasn't the t-shirts. My motive was inspiration. And so I kept inspiring. I didn't have no big business plan. The only thing I wanted to do, inspire the nation. That was my plan. But God, you have to put some money on that thing for me because I got a black wife and natural hair, right? And so I put one t-shirt up and it worked. It started working. It started making about monthly about $600. It's like, man, I can pay the car note with that. That's all right. I can pay the car. And then I said, okay, maybe if I infuse Twitter and I put YouTube and I did social media, the next thing I knew, like I was making about $2,000 a month just off t-shirts, my CDs, and a few other products, and it worked. It started working. And so now I got a staff of seven people, and they work there, and I don't have to. But I had to start knowing my market. The first thing I did is I embraced my uniqueness. I don't sound like a regular dude who preaches. Pastors, they change their voice, but because God had. I wasn't that dude. I wasn't him. So number one, embrace your uniqueness in your business. Number two, find out the people you want to talk to. Be very intentional. Like, I want to talk to 25 to 54. She's a mama or it's an African American male, whatever your market is. And then number three, find out where you want to sell it at. Like, I was unique in my speaking. Number two, I realized that I was going to be talking from ages 18 to 65, usually a woman with 2 kids, I know my market, and usually a woman who grew up in church, right? And if the men come, cool, but everything I do, I'm talking to them. And then number three, I find out where I want to push it at, online. And so it just grew itself. So if you find out where you want to do it, I believe that you can make it. What's your business if you don't mind me asking? They need a system in education. I think systems like this, where you bring the parents and kids together, you may be on the cutting edge of what education is supposed to be. Have you worked in the education system? Okay. All right. Sleep with a pen and pad next to you. Like at night, when these visions come, I see you getting it and you're like, "Hey girl, those aren't this thing, and I just had it." I want you to sleep with a pen and pad. Use a memo. I just believe that the higher power is going to give you all of the vision that you need. So sleep with it. And even when it seems crazy and it's so far away from what it is, just know those unique ideas really do work. Somebody said, you know what, people are going to not be on benches. They're going to do individual seats and they're going to sit in them. And some people thought that was crazy. But everybody's sitting in an individual seat today. The first person who gets it sometimes seems a little crazy. But your uniqueness is going to turn into something that's going to be extremely profitable. And I believe that if you do it the right way, they'll have your name in black and white 34 years from now talking about the system that you made up. That makes me much for her dream. Anybody else? Business owners? Yeah, thank you.
My goal was always to have
Kids school? That's good. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
That I was teaching kids here and there because my income had decreased.
Okay.
And about 10 minutes,
That's good.
well, I noticed the difference in families
Mm-hmm.
that I noticed the difference in families
Mm-hmm.
with the kids that I do keep. I have 2 at my home now, and they're staying over the weekend with the young, the mom is young,
Okay.
and they are 5 and 2.
Okay.
But I noticed that the little boys have no structure.
Okay.
You take your shoes off, you set your shoes together, you do this, you do
Yeah.
that. So my thing is, I have this vision of the red, yellow, green, y'all know the daycare thing, you make it a school and this and that, little toilets in the school, but I want to do it from home. I would like to come from upstairs in my home, downstairs to my basement, and that's my business.
Okay.
So I'm preparing meal plans and everything for it, but how do I, with my own children, I have 3, 20, 13, and 7. It's an issue with the 7-year-old, he's a boy too, he wants tea.
He got that.
You know, so it's like, how do I sort of interact my kids with these kids and try to bring everybody?
Okay. Well, so this week, I always like to get part, I job open my business. Come on, somebody. The first thing I'm going to tell you is there's 2 ways to learn information. Only 2 ways, in my opinion. Of course, you can learn it on your own. But like 2 ways to learn information is mentors or mistakes. Mentors or mistakes. I would rather have a mentor so they can say, come this way, make a left, don't make a right. So the first thing I challenge you to do is find somebody who has a home daycare and make that person your best friend and say, you know what, while I'm not working, I'm going to serve your vision, right? I'm going to just serve you. Now, your friends, if you got friends like my friend, like, girl, she paying you to do that. You got to cut them off because you got a bigger plan. You're getting there to get information. When I moved to Atlanta with about $800, I went and served a guy by the name of Canton Jones. I told him right in his face, hey bro, I'm not here for no money. I need to serve you because I want to be a part of the system that you've been blessed with. I kept it 100 with him. And so I served and I served and I served, and I was able to download all that information. So when I started my ministry and business and kind of start growing, I had the information that I needed. And in the case of your family, make them a part of the vision. Today, we're going to go barbecue when I leave here, and I'm sitting down, the mother of my child, my wife, and all of my kids, because we're about to go into another season of what we call grussing, because we grinding and hustling at the same time. We call it grussing, right? But I want to talk to them about what it's going to take for me to go out 60 days and finish my book and go finish all the things I do. And we talk about it collectively as a family. When I took this job on radio, they were used to me being home. I said I would have to be somewhere else. I asked him, hey, dinner son, should I take this opportunity? You remember? And he was like, well, because I'm like, I gave him the pros and cons. I'm not going to be here at night. Is that something we want to do? And we govern ourselves accordingly. So number 1, get a mentor. And then number 2, make sure that you share this stuff with your kids. I know it seems crazy. We didn't grow up with like a mama who is just like, why did you do that? Because I said so. But with these kids, they're so open to new information. They can Google everything. We had Encyclopedia Britannica. I never read them things. They just collected dust now. Come on, somebody. But because they have that information, you'll be surprised some of the things. Like, it helps me when I see him excited about what I have to do. And so bring them into the fold. Show them the bigger picture once you get it. And you'll be excited about it, especially that 7-year-old boy. He's 7-year-old boy. He's very creative. He's going to show you, the 7-year-old is going to show you what's cool. All right? Pay very close attention to that 7-year-old young man. He's very creative. I want you to protect that 7-year-old young man's creativity. Some teachers will say that he can't learn or something in the manner that they teach, and they might try to put something on him. It's just because he's creative. And you learn his learning style, and because he's your first project. All right? He's going to be the first project. You really focus on that 7-year-old, and once he get it, you're going to come up with that whole thing in that daycare. That 7-year-old is very important to your business. All right? I'm proud of you, man. God bless you. Anybody else? Hey, baby.
My name is Ebony. I moved to East St. Louis. I graduated from East Side in 2010. And I just recently graduated from college in May
Okay.
My question to you is, I went to school and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I started off in forensic science and then I switched over to computer engineering just because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
But now I have graduated and I was blessed to get a job that does everything I needed to do, and I'm able to support my mom, and I'm trying to work with my mom to get her out of East St. Louis.
Okay.
And this is my sister, not my child.
Awesome.
But I work with my mom and I try to be a positive, like, because my mom's having problems and it affects the kids. And I'm the only positive person in my entire family because I'm the only one that went to college and everybody feels like I don't have any problems. But my struggle now is I went to school for computer science. I have a great job. I'm getting paid good money and like I don't have to depend on anyone else and I can also help my family. But I don't want to do it anymore. Like I don't have like you went to school for psychology and although you're doing psychology, but it's not like it's advertly, it's not head on. And my struggle is like I love computers, but I don't see myself doing that. I see myself serving people. I see myself like opening up a homeless shelter because we went through that. And it's like we didn't have the people, the support that I felt like we should have had there. And I feel like if I can do it myself and do it the way I want it, but I know I would feel like I'd be failing my family if I like throw my degree away.
Right.
And that's my struggle. Like, how did you do what you want to do and not do what your degree allows you to do?
It was a small word that said those who sow in tears will reap in joy. Right. Those who were sowing in tears. Like I wasn't afraid to be embarrassed by what like most people thought because I went to school. He gonna get a good job, you know, and everybody was excited for me. And because I'm adopted, I love people. You know, I really literally love when people like me. You know, it really helps me because I like to be liked. But the older you get, the more it's like, okay, that's fine. I really just want you to respect me. Just respect me. And so if you get this young, I want you to really get this. You went to school and you've shown yourself that you can finish something. That's what school did for you. You don't like what you're doing every day. You wake up when you smell the building, it's like, I'm here again. Oh my God. But everybody's like, that's the champion of the family. Well, listen, because you finished something, you can finish it again. You know, been from school, you did this. So in the midst of that, this is what I want you to do. I want you to start padding your income. All right, that's what I tell everybody who, especially Fortune 500 companies, and the CEO looking at me like, are you teaching them how to get out of here? Yes, I am, because I believe everybody has a business on the inside of them. So you take 10%, I believe, I just pay my 10 to, you know, to mature. And then I take the other 10 and I save it, right? And so you set your goal, like if it takes you, whatever that business is, if it's gonna take you, if it's $5,000 to start, right? Whatever your check is, you say you make $10,000 a month, whatever it is, you put $1,000 there, and then you put $1,000 here. If it takes $5,000, it takes 5 months to raise $5,000. I want you to pad that income to $10,000. So now you got a little cushion, right? Save up the amount that you need to get out and plan your exit strategy. Because most people just say, I can't stand this place. And they walk in and they're miserable and they're there for 20 years. What I challenge people to do is like, God's giving you a blessing, you got a job. But you can't help everybody when you have a vision, when you have a plan, because you have a bigger goal. Take 10% and have that plan and find out what the finances take to do that. Every day you walk into the job, you'll be excited because you got a strategy of getting out of it. All right? So you taking that, okay, it takes $10,000, I can only do $20 a month. But you calculate, it takes $20 a month, it's going to take me this long to raise this much. To raise 10, now you got a 3-year plan on how you're going to raise 10. And this is what I believe in all of my heart. God honors consistency and faithfulness. It's something about when you're being faithful after week, after week, after week. I believe that he'll breathe on it and then somebody will just come in like, girl, you got a business? How much is it? You just like when I got my radio job, this is always funny, and I'm like, not trying to impress you at all. When I got the radio job, guess what? When they gave me the job, they said, so what do you want to do? I pressed send on the email. The same time they gave me the job. I didn't wait for that opportunity. I was like, I'm just waiting for you to give it to me. What you want to do? Here go our creators. This is what we want to talk about. This is how we want to do it. This is the visual. This is the publicist that I want to make. It's like, wow, how did you know you were going to get the job? I was like, no. I didn't know, but I felt like if you gave it to me, I would be ready for it. And if you didn't give it to me, you was going to have to play against me. You don't want to play against me. You don't want to play against me because I'm from St. Louis. people don't make it out. They go to jail. They sell drugs. They do dope. That's what they do. And so if you give me a chance, I'm going to go hard at it. You have that same spirit. Just strategize. Strategize. You seen mama struggle, so strategize your way out. If you got to sleep, if you like, nah, I got this nice apartment, everybody think, I'm going to move in with you until I get this little goal done. Sacrifice now because later on it's gonna be good. And people gonna like, girl, she did all that work at that school, and now she's sitting up there doing it. Block it off. I got my vision. I got my plan. You know how hard it was to tell my wife when we was going broke because I had this vision and plan. Look, babe, this is what we'll do. We'll go on YouTube. I'll do these videos, right? And then I thought it will never stop raining. That's like, if you don't get a job, right? But I said it. It's not for everybody to see. So just take it. Find out what that financial goal is. Take 10% and give it. Take 10% and save it. Find out how long it takes for you to get that financial goal of where you want to go with your life. And then you plan your exit strategy. And everything's going to be cool. You can go in and work with your own goal, not the company goal. Alright? You got it. Does that help? Is that okay? You kind of got it? You kind of got it? So you'll be excited to go to work because you're working towards your own goal inside of their plan. Alright? You'll be done. Good. Basically on her. She's like, anyone else? I promise I'll be short with it this time. I be feeling that thing in my shot and I'm like, ooh, turn the thing to church. Gotta get it together. Yeah.
Okay, I'll make this quick. How you doing, Willie? It's nice to see you, man.
Man, you too.
Thank you for coming out. I'm 48 years old. Two divorces 6 years later. My vision and dream all the time is what you're talking about: music production, film, all that. Every time I hear something on the radio, oh, I can go here. If I hear someone, see something visual-wise, film-wise, oh, I can do this. I'm tired of debating which one to start with. So which one, I'm thinking, which one do I really want to go with? Okay. I mean, can I do both at the same time? Or start with one, or?
Now you gotta start with one, right? Of course I do music, I'm a speaker, I'm doing television, I'm doing radio. It seems like a lot, but it all started with me being consistent on YouTube. Every Wednesday, while they was foreclosing on my home, while I had no money in the bank, while I'm looking at these kids crying, you know, I'll keep it 100 with you while I'm in the backyard, back doing things that I know I'm not supposed to be doing. Like, I was staying consistent on Wednesday. You pick you one thing, it takes laser focus. Now, don't get me wrong, I have all these other things ready for when it strikes. I had radio on my forecast. I had television on my forecast. But for today, I can't wait on nobody calls. I gotta do what I can do today, or I'm gonna drive myself crazy. So just pick one thing and just laser focus on it.
Yeah, because I'm tired of talking. I'm always talking. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Now I think I have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I want you to do this, and it's just for you. I want you to, I usually tell people to be vocal about it to their friends and their family and members, but people have talked you out of this for many years, right? People have talked you out, they've given you the reality. But then the burning sensation is still on the inside of you. And so this is what you have to do this time. I want you to just be quiet about it. I want you to like just be successful in it. Just like, there's some things that I'm doing right now I can only share with my wife because we made it so many times that she's like, we're gonna do all that, yes, we're gonna take the income and we're gonna give it to us. Like, I have to share that with my wife. In your case, you might not can share with your wife. You might not can share with people. But just slowly start doing it and keep that vision private, just between you and the Creator. Just keep it private until it gets to a point where people can talk to you and you can show stuff. Because facts have killed more dreams than anything. Next year, I didn't give you out this part. I told you I was a doctor, right? I'm in Florida on a little vacation with my wife because they told me I had to take a break. I don't know why. But I said, well, what do you want me to do with these platforms? And so now this year, I'm going to raise $15 million to raise awareness to adoption. I'm going to start adoption agencies all across the country. I'm going to help the foster care system. So I took my pain and I turned it into passion, and I'm going to help other kids all across the country. And so this is what I want to tell you. Praise God, it's going to be good. Now, this is what most people do to me when I say I'm going to raise $15 million. It's like all of my people, they say, how? I was like, don't say how, say why. Don't ask me how. I got the vision on paper. I don't know how it's going to happen. But I just want you to say why. So what I'm telling you is to protect what God's given you, right? Protect it. And protect it with your words. Because they'll be like, man, you 40-some years old. Man, that's a kid game. Man, you this, that, and the other. Man, you don't even know how to A, B, and C. And it'll talk you out of your vision. But what you have to do, go to YouTube University. Go on YouTube and like, okay, cool. That's what the new stuff is doing. Let's go do this. And let's go do that. You know, Colonel Sanders, he was an older man when he started KFC. And he still it's just never too old to go out there and do, but if not, it's going to haunt you. And the richest place in the world is the graveyard. That's what dreams never were developed. People went to the graveyard without that book being written, without that production being done, without that movie being written. I don't want that to be you. Protect it, man of God. You got it. I'm proud of you, bro. Make some noise for this. I'm proud of you, bro. Good job. Woo!
So if I'm a 8th or 9th grade student, I'm a 10th grade student, before the divorce, before the foreclosure, before what society would say would be failure, how can I develop a passion or get an understanding on what it is that I'm supposed to be doing? Everything around me says no. Everyone around me says it can't be done. And I don't have any examples of success in my immediate reach. So how am I able to develop the success that we're discussing as an 8th or 9th grade student? Where should I place all of my focus? That was a lot of questions, but you can just pick it whichever one.
That was amazing. Are you a teacher too? You're educated?
I'm an educator.
Come on, educated. And she was like, I just feel it in my shine, I'm not a need to okay, cool, like real talk. As I always say, mentors on mistakes, family. Mentors on mistakes. That's the only way to get it. When I got to 8th and 9th grade, when I got to high school, I say that, I noticed that my friends, it's something about 8th going into 9th grade that summer. Man, when they came back, they was smoking and like they had their own little way of thinking, and I was like, ooh, this don't go with my why, right? Even though I love my brother Jason, I still love him today. I love my brother John. We grew up together since 3rd grade. But I realized that the people who was really making it, they was kind of lame. I was like, y'all lame. But I'm gonna hang out with y'all. Yeah. Y'all finishing y'all work. Y'all dress the best. But I'm gonna hang out with y'all. I changed my circle. Like, you know I'm keeping it 100 with you. That's the only way I know how to do it. I started hanging around people who didn't think like me. I started hanging around people who thought like I thought it should be on where I was going. People in my circle didn't go to college. So I started hanging around people who started talking about college. Every single day, like I was with LeVar Miller. Everybody thought I graduated the year that the upperclassmen grew up with because I found a way to swindle my way to be at the table with them. Because they were talking about the University of Arkansas, they were talking, I had never heard about the University of Mississippi. I was like, whoa, I want to go. They started telling me about recruit trips. I didn't know about recruit trips, but I went on all of those. I went to all of those schools because I got into a different circle of people. And then secondly, y'all got it a lot better than me because you two, when I was coming up in high school, that was just a housing place for data and for visual content because you couldn't house it on this big hard drive, so people would just upload it. It's a thing called YouTube. You can put your videos there, they'll be there forever. That's the only reason why. Every day I hang out with a millionaire. Every day I hang out with a millionaire. I hang out with this dude named Eric Thomas. He's a really great millionaire speaker. I hang out with this dude named Bob Proctor. He teaches about financial wealth. I hang out with another guy by the name of John Maxwell, who I've had the pleasure to share the stage with this year. Glory to God. But I hang out with these guys on YouTube. Every time I wake up in the morning, I have these after prayer, after my declarations, I put my headphones on and I'm listening to their thought process. You might not have a millionaire in your circle, but you got, how many of y'all have smartphones, YouTube, all that stuff? If you have a phone, let me see. Oh, we got a phone. We got YouTube on it, just let me see. Shout out to the flip phone. If you got a flip phone, you might not have YouTube, but if you have YouTube, look up Shameless Plug. You can hang out with me every day. I got over 96 videos on YouTube on Willie Moore Jr. Live, and you can hang out with me every day. Like, I'm not super duper millionaire, but I'm able to take care of my family and do my thing and do what I have to do. So every morning you wake up, you know, I pray, you don't have to, that ain't your thing. And then I declare what I want. I'm gonna win today. I'm listening to music. I'm winning today. People go best from the north and the south and the east and the west. Words create destiny. And then the third thing I do, I put those little white headphones on that I think I lost yesterday at the party. Terrible. I put the headphones on and I do 20 minutes of just listening to somebody else. While you on the bus, while everybody's playing, listening to the new Young Thug and the Young Future, you should have it on, and Future, you should have yours on from listening to whoever you aspire to be. Like, I like to take on their mindset. And then the funny thing is, you attract them and you ended up meeting them. I met John Maxwell. You probably don't know who he is. He's an awesome author. He's a speaker. He makes $100,000 when he goes out and speaks for 30 minutes. $100,000? I was like, oh my God, I gotta get my mind right. But I started watching him every single day, and then they called me. And they paid me more money for 30 minutes than I ever made in my whole life. Listen, they paid me so much money and everything, I thought I cheated them. I was like, can I at least just clean the bathroom or something? Because I cheated y'all. They was like, no, just 15, 20 minutes. I was like, please let me do 30 because I think I cheated you. But I ended up working with him, but I listened to him for 20 minutes for years. That's the only thing that keeps my mind set. So I hope you all got that. I hope that works for you. You got it? Cool? Anyone else? Hey, baby. You're doing good with the mic, too. I just want to tell you. You're doing good.
My dream is to be a doctor, but my passion is to sing.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know if I want to go to Columbia and become a singer because I don't know if I'm going to make it big. But if I be a doctor, I could do that. So, like, which one should I do?
What's big?
Like, Beyonce big. Like, really
Okay.
big.
Right. All right. Well, most people strive to be big. I tell people to strive to be purposeful, right? So if you can use your gift and be purposeful, and you can make some money doing it. Like I have friends who work on Broadway who will never be Beyonce, but their families are amazing, right? I think my biggest thing now is if you have this gift on the inside of you, like, just get better. And the people will force you to get bigger, right? Like, if you get the best at what you do, people will force you to get bigger. Somebody in this room gonna go home and tell somebody about what they experienced today, and somebody else is gonna call me and say, man, I want to bring you to the such and such and such and such. Because I took all night to study and prepare for tonight. I took all week. I've been waiting for you for 2 weeks. I've been preparing for you for two weeks. So my challenge to you is just to get better, and people are gonna force you to get bigger and work in your purpose. When it comes to wanting to be a doctor, I want you to look on the inside of yourself. Like, do I really want to be a doctor because I love medicine and I love that stuff? Or am I doing it because it's secure? And my mom is going to think it's amazing that I'm going to be a doctor and she gets to get on the main line and tell everybody about it. I don't want you to end up like this young lady right here who did what she was supposed to do and realized that God had something else for her. Now, I don't want to confuse you in your action. I want you to go get your education because it shows you that you can start something and you can finish it. However, I want you to be very, very, very intentional on what you think your life should be. And so if you have a gift to sing, find a way to monetize it. If you have a gift to touch people and heal them and be able to do the doctor stuff, hey man, more power to you. But I want you to do it for the right reason. Let it be your purpose. I don't want to confuse this. Confusion is when you get a kind of resume on the inside. I can't give you like, be a doctor. I can't do that. Be a singer. I can't do that. But I do want you to search yourself and say, you know, what do I love to do? What could I do and nobody pays me, but I still be doing it? Like, I would still do it. I would still go to radio every single day and inspire the nation, even if they didn't pay me all the money that I think I'm cheap. So I'm like, can I clean the bathroom? But find something that you'll do for free, all right? Find something that you'll do for free and stick to it. Yeah. Praise God. Khalil, I play too much. I have too much fun doing this. I do. I have too much fun. I love my life. And I love you too. Just want to tell you that. Thank you. Hey, honey. I'm good. You ain't gonna put me out, are you? I'm alright. Okay.
Okay, so. I don't know how to explain it, but I have a lot of dreams and a lot of goals. But I think that my personality is going to stop that because I have this goofy side and I have this depressing side. And it's just my mood swings. It gets me off track of what I'm really focused on.
Right.
So I don't know